Today we're going to be doing something called a pork tenderloin. Now you may laugh, but it wasn't that long ago that I didn't know what it was. I didn't know there was such a thing as a pork tenderloin. I think the easiest way I describe a pork tenderloin is the fillet of pig. So it is what I call the best cut. It's the most tenderest. Very small, because obviously a pig is a lot smaller than a cow. But I've got to be honest with you, since I discovered it, we eat a lot of it. So as you can see very clearly here, it does need a little bit of trimming, because if I've said to you before, I am not a fat lover. So I like to trim these away so that we get rid of all this shite. I have no interest in it, I have no interest in eating it. It doesn't take that long to cook, so rendering it down is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Not saying it can't be done, but I'm just saying I don't want to do it. So I like to trim it up, make it as lean as possible. Not thinking of it from the healthy from the healthy option. I just not love fat. So as you can see, I'm going to get rid of all this silver skin. Get rid of it. It's not as hard as trimming up a fillet of beef, which I will show you in one of my next videos, but because there isn't much of it. But the key is to get rid of all the silver skin. And then the plan will be is that once this is all done, it's all trimmed, it's all looking lovely, I'm going to show you two marinades which you're going to use today. And you can get away with using them for a couple of hours. I personally like them to go all night. Well, anyway, there you go. We've got two pork tenderloins. So the next stage for us, guys, is going to be to make the marinade. So the first marinade that we're going to make is a Dijon mustard marinade. Which one am I going to use? I'm going to use the smaller one for the Dijon mustard. So I'm going to save the bigger one for the teriyaki. I'm going to use the Dijon mustard for the smaller one. Right, are you ready, guys? I'm going to show you how we're going to make up this marinade. Alright, so for starters, we're going to use Dijon mustard. You can use an expensive Dijon mustard, you can use a cheap Dijon mustard. Personally, I've tried both. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know it's a massive amount of difference. But hey, you know, you might be a Dijon mustard connoisseur, it might be a bit of you know what I'm saying? But it ain't a bit of me. So for me, I'll go with it, whichever one's available at the time when I walk in the shop when I need it. You are going to put 2 big dollops. Do you know what? We're going to go 2.5 big dollops of Dijon mustard, like that. Job's a good one. We are then going to add 2 teaspoons of chopped garlic. Now, 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. Now, I cheat the game. I'm literally going to go Bosch, use this ready mixed garlic. I'm not going to lie to you. It's easy, it saves me a lot of messing around. We're going to do the same with the ginger. So 2 of those of ginger. You get a bit of juice with them, which also adds to the marinade, if I'm being completely honest with you. And then cut, there you go, look at that. There, chopped, there you go. And that is the ginger in. And then we are going to go, oh, sorry, excuse me. We are going to go with a little bit of rosemary. Now, you don't need a lot of this. I personally, see where it comes in the strands. For me, I take my mortar and pestle here. Okay, which is bloody heavy, so I couldn't pick that up with one hand. Fucking hell. Could have made myself there. Alright, I like to take my rosemary like this, and I like to just put a little sprinkle in here. Okay, just a little sprinkle, and then I like to grind it. Because I don't like the strands, the way that strands is on that rosemary, so I like it to be a little bit finer. You might get a place that does them a bit finer, but the one that I picked up is not as fine. So there you go, look, I don't know if you can see that, guys, but that is now very fine rosemary. Okay. With a little bit of a grind, we're going to chuck that in there. Look at that, lovely that is. Oh, look at that, happy days. Alright, then what we're going to do, just some fine chili flakes. Just gives it a tiny little kick. Don't like to go too mad. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to heat, so I struggle a little bit. So I'm talking like a pinch. You take a little pinch in your fingers, a little sprinkle like that, okay? And then to counteract the pinch of that, we are just gonna give ourselves a little dollop of maple syrup. Just a tad of sweetness. Not mad, it's probably about, I don't know, a teaspoon, maybe something along those sort of lines. And then we're gonna stir this thing up. Happy days. We're going to take the smaller one, we're going to chuck it in. Oh, that was the big one. That's the small one, that's the big one, that's the small one. We're going to take that, we're going to whack that in there. We're going to stir it round. There we go. If you haven't got any Ziploc bags, you've just got bowls or Tupperware containers, whichever makes life easier for you, I'm not gonna lie to you. Personally, the Ziploc bag makes my life a lot easier because you can fit that fucking bowl in the fridge when you've got all your other shit going on. It's hard work. So, give it a little bit of a rinse round. That's it, happy days. And then the hard part is trying to get that little lot in a Ziploc bag. That's when the fun starts, because it's going to fucking dribble all over the place. Hey ho, let's see what we can do. Alright, personally, I think it's easier to just pick the thing up, drop it in the bag, and then pour the rest of that in the bag like that. Oh, look at that. Fucking, and I promise you, it is fucking lovely. And what you've got to remember, that is going to sit there for the entire night tonight now. Job done, ready for tomorrow when I cook it tomorrow. And because we kept it in that Ziploc bag, it can just go in the fridge anywhere you need it to be. Everyone's happy. You're not upsetting after this. I'll take another places up in the fridge. One Dijon mustard pork tenderloin. Zipped up, squidge it about. That is now ready to go in the fridge. Thought it could be fucking easier. We're now on to stage 2, which is our second pork tenderloin, and we're going to make what's called a teriyaki marinade. Once again, it's going to be in the fridge all night. No ifs, no buts about that, but it's just a different marinade. This one I actually prefer than the other one, if I'm being honest, but it's always nice to have a comparison. So, how are we going to start this? We are going to start this with, where are just my cups? There we are. Is a quarter of a cup of soy sauce. Very straightforward marinade this is, but I've got to tell you, it is lovely. And because of the darkness of the soy sauce, what it does do is it turns the meat a lovely dark colour. So then we're going to go quarter of a cup of brown sugar. Some people like light sugar, some like dark sugar. Personally, once again, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't really notice the difference. So there was dark sugar on the side, so I took the dark sugar. So quarter of a cup of dark sugar, in that goes. 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. Here we go. 1, 2, job's done. 2 tablespoons of garlic. 1, again, sheeting. Sometimes it's just so much easier, and really, do I notice the difference? A lot of people may say you do. Maybe I do, I'm just probably being really lazy. But, what do you want me to say to you? We have a little bit of garlic for this as well, a little ginger, sorry. A couple of tablespoons, give or take. Pepper, not paper, pepper. Spit it out, fella. Alright, here we go. And that is pretty much it. Make sure that that sugar has completely dissolved. There we go, look, sugar has completely dissolved. And once again, we are going to just chuck that in. Give this a little bit of a mix around. Jobs are good, and completely coat our pork tenderloin, all that wonderful flavour. Alright, and then what we're going to do is get that in, you guessed it, zip tie bag. And then after that, once that is done, that little lot is going to go straight into the fridge for the entire night. Okay, that's in there. We take the rest of the juices, pour all that into the bag. Make that up nice and tight. Job done. Ain't got to worry about that. That is now ready to go with the other marinade. So we've got a mustard marinade, I've got a Dijon mustard marinade, and we've got a sort of a teriyaki marinade, 2 pork tenderloins which are going to get cooked tomorrow. The pork tenderloins that we prepared yesterday have been marinating all night. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this Kamado Joe. We're using the classic here today because they're only small bits of meat. I'm using, which I highly recommend if I'm being honest, is a big K charcoal. I've tried so many different ones. This one seems to be good quality. It doesn't spit as much as the other ones. I've used ones where you put your fire in there, you lighten it up, and it's like fucking fireworks coming at you. Another piece of kit, the grill gun. Wouldn't be without it. Oh my God, what a lot of time that saves me fucking around with. Once I've got it lit, put it away, job done, get the thing up to temperature and away I go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up for an indirect cook. So those who don't know what that means, it just basically means we are going to put some defector paints in. Okie dokie. And that is going to go straight over the top like so. We're going to put our grills in. 1, 2. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be shooting for a temperature of around about 350. Okay, once we get it to there, it stabilises. One thing that I do find compared to the classic, to the Big Joe, is this is fast. Okay, so just be warned. All right, it takes a lot longer for this bad boy to get up to temperature. This thing gets up very, very quickly, and sometimes it can throw you. So I know for a fact that to get me to 350, okay, I just need, I don't know, 2 centimeters here, 1 inch up the top, and then normally literally a couple of fingers worth here, and I'll watch this baby come up to 350. Once she gets to 350, we're going to bring out the pork tenderloins, we're going to whack them on, we're going to stick a meter stick in there, and let it do its thing. Okay, guys, I shall see you when this baby gets up to temperature. We've hit 350 on this bad boy here, which means we are going to get to put the pork tenderloins in. As you can see, I've got meter probes in both of them. We can set the temperature using the meter. I must admit, I'm not going to lie to you, these and these are probably the best piece of kit that I own. They've got me out of so many troubles. Or I've taken away the guesswork. They tell me exactly when these things are ready to take off. But now what we're going to do is we're going to put these straight on. Here we go. All right. Listen to the sizzle. Oh, you can't beat the sizzle. If you look at these look like they're good enough to eat before they've even been cooked. Look at that. I mean, they have been marinated the entire evening, so I guarantee you this teriyaki and this Dijon mustard are going to taste absolutely amazing. It's going to penetrate right into the meat. Oh, I literally can't wait. Anyway, guys, I reckon this is probably going to take about half hour, 40 minutes maybe. Right guys, welcome back. Well, we've hit our internal temperature of 140. Gosh, so we are ready to take these bad boys off. Oh, I can't. You wouldn't believe how amazing these smell. We're going to get the teriyaki one off first. Pop that on there. We're going to let that rest for probably for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. It does need a lot. It doesn't need a lot because they're not exactly the biggest pieces of meat. Do you know what I mean? And we will pop that out there, close that down, shut that off. And then we are getting ready to carve very soon. Take these out. Whew, that's hot. That is very hot. Okay. As you can see, guys, they are looking fabulous. Literally cannot wait to get into there. 3 to 5 minutes, ready to rock and roll. Right, guys, it is time. These are rested, literally say 3 to 5 minutes. And now, the best part, the bit that we all love. Now, oh, look at that. See the amount of juice that is still coming out of that. That is absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. I literally can't wait. Now, I normally use this. Sometimes I'll just chop these up, put them in the middle of the table. We all help ourselves. Sometimes I'll put them on a bed of rice, on a bed of noodles. Depends what takes your fancy. And I tell you what else this is that these work out really bloody well for is sandwiches. Oh, tenderloin sandwiches. I mean, really, you can't ask for a lot more, can you? Look at that. Oh God, I can't wait. I feel like I'm having to cut really fast to get to the fucking bottom of this, mate, because I am fucking starving. Do you know what I mean? Look at that. So this is the teriyaki. Let's say it's not a difficult sauce to make, but leaving it overnight, see how it's coloured the meat lovely. I'm going to take a lovely piece from the middle. Oh, look at the juice. Look at the juice. Bit of bull juice. And what we've got in here. Oh, there. That is fucking handsome. That is literally handsome. There's no other words for it. Oh. Oh. Now we're going to do the same again with this Dijon mustard one. There's bits of ginger in there, there's bits of garlic in there. Right guys, now we've got the Dijon mustard. Let's get this cut. Oh, honestly, It's like a knife through butter going through this. It is such a lovely piece of meat, the pork tenderloin. And I say, I didn't even know it was out there for a very long time. I know that for sure. But we now use it all the bloody time. Literally all the time. Look at that. Now obviously the profile on this is going to be a lot different to the teriyaki. That's very sweet, but oh, it's very, very nice. And obviously this has got the Dijon mustard, garlic, ginger. Oh, nearly there, guys. We are nearly there. Let's go right in the middle. Ah. Oh. Oh. Oh, that is handsome. Look how tender that is. I mean, seriously, how can you possibly be upset with that? I think that took us 30 minutes in the smoker, in the Kamado Joe. Honestly, you serve that up to anyone, I guarantee you one thing, they will not be upset by it.